Keep all this to heavy is the head. I see the bow throwing. I'm too full with it. I gotta keep going. Kobe with the wins. You niggas just Ginobili. You winning only cause of me. Let's keep the ball rolling. No disrespect, Slim. Where is your check, Slim?
Welcome back to another episode of the You Weren't There podcast. I'm, of course, your host, at Mia Was here, 5_. We're missing a couple of our hosts tonight, but we got some great guests to supplement that. I'll let my guests introduce themselves and we're going to get started, John.
My name is John, also I guess known as Johnny Versetti in the podcast world. Happy to be here, me. Appreciate you.
Steph.
What's going on, y'all? This is Stefan, aka Sing Steph on the VA side of things. Happy to be here. What's going on, Mia? What's going on, brother?
What's up, brother? Oh, sorry, I got it. My bad. I got to say because I'm 1/3 of the most known unknown podcast. I would be killed if I didn't say that. We'll be back.
Those my boys.
Yeah, for sure.
We had them on here before. Make sure you go check out.
Yeah.
So before the show even started, we were already having a conversation. So we're gonna get right into it. Iceman, the best Drake album ever. I'm sorry. I know what I said.
Can you tell that?
Yeah.
Can you tell? Nah,
I know what I said.
No, I want to rewind. Hold on.
I don't have to do that.
You're doing it too easy. You're doing it too easy. I want you to go back. I just want you to go back to the you said something like, I don't think he could come back from this because you know what? I ain't gonna do that because that's not fair. Once somebody you already you know what? That's not fair. Because once you have admitted, you came out, you said what you said. I'm gonna take my foot off the gas. I want you to explain to the people why you think that's the case now.
The fact that he's making me explain it to
Yeah, I just want you to know.
I said some things.
Mm-hmm.
I stand by some of them. I think one of the things that I said that I still stand on is I felt like he hadn't done the shadow work to create, I think, an introspective and evolved album.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, the very first track on Iceman disproves that theory.
The battling stages got you,
right?
The battling stages got you. Yeah, no. Right.
But I think the reality of it is, and I've said this to John, but never in public, I think there was no way to satisfy those of us who felt like he's not going to go there. It's like, okay, he takes the first track on the album and gives you everything, right? Total introspection. This is what I've been going through. You ask me how I feel about it. This is how I feel about it. And I think based on the 100,000 comments or so on TikTok, shout out to y'all, where it was like, well, he still didn't do that. I think there are some who feel like he didn't do it enough. And I think my rebuttal to that is like 16 to 18 songs of like feelings would not have satisfied you guys either. You would have said it was too much, that he crying, that he whining, he soft, he a sucker. This is what we said about. He gives you one, whereas everything, that's not enough either. And I think like what Drake is like, he said something in that first joint, right? I ain't even out. Y'all asses already complaining. We was, but I think at the end of the day, when you're talking about like the total package of an album, right? When you talk about production, 40 went absolutely crazy.
Absolutely spazzed.
Got hits and smash hitters. There's introspection. There's honesty. I felt like he kind of like hit all of the parameters that I was looking for as a real fan. And I'm not mad about that because this is the album that I was hoping for. I will say Iceman had to grow on me.
I told you.
Know this. We had like a 3-hour conversation about it. When I first heard the album, I liked what are essentially all of the singles, right? So all of the ones that you know he's going to put out, all of the ones that you know are smashes, the shebangs, and those were the ones that I liked, and I kind of breezed through the rest of it. I listened to it the way a casual fan tends to listen to music, which is unfair to an artist. I think it's unfair to the creative process, and I think when you're talking about the body of work of an artist, you got to give all 16 of them a fair opportunity. And I think for me, it was just like beats catching, first line catching, cool. That's what I'm going to go with. Everything else was like, it didn't catch me within the first like 5 or 10 seconds, skip, right? But ultimately, I think, first off, the fact that he's the only writer on that album said something.
That was to everybody. Like, oh y'all, like that was to everybody. Like, y'all got okay, watch this.
Ain't no question. Nigga heard us.
If you think he's only right on that album,
you can't
you don't agree with that.
You can't have credits. You can't have credits. You can't have credits. That's how niggas know about this shit. They said Quentin Miller's in the credits on if you reading this, you too late. Like, you can't legally you can't have credits. But go ahead.
I have a bridge to sell you in Baltimore.
No, you can't have that.
Isn't there a bridge in Baltimore?
Yeah, the one that collapsed.
Oh.
But continue.
If there wasn't, he'd be sued by now. We'd heard about it.
I think we'd
have heard about it. You can't keep credits off.
As big as this album is,
we'd have heard about it.
As this tour is,
especially people want to be on Iceman. Like, you can't. Yeah.
I think the Iceman tour will surpass Beyonce's last tour. I think it's gonna be Cowboy Carter as far as
I do too. The numbers showed that.
Okay.
Listen.
The Billboard numbers showed that.
I know.
We ain't even talking about the Billboard numbers showed that.
Listen, John's.
I'll be talking facts. Like, I don't even be like the numbers show that.
Right? Because we talk about this kind of stuff all the time. I think there are people who feel like, and I was, I'm still like kind of in the middle where this is concerned. But I think it's a fair, reasonable, and introspective point. It's very easy to say that the art should supersede the mathematics. And I think when you love an artist, even if they don't have the numbers, because a project is great, as GNX was.
Facts.
It's very easy to just like dismiss how long a song stayed on the charts, how long an album stayed on the charts, how many hits there were off of that album, how many secondary hits, right? Because there are number ones and then there's number 1 through 100. So it's very easy to dismiss the numbers when your favorite artist don't have them. But 17 years and a comeback album when
you was dead.
Whether you was dead, this nigga or not, it's a smash. Everybody was Manish on the beat, Shimmy. So I think numerically, while you may not like or agree with who Drake is as an artist, as a person, there is a reason that he's the most consistent rapper in the game. And that to me cannot be ignored. Now, does having numbers mean that you're a good artist? Hell no. Half the charts is AI right now. Right? And Tidal was the first of the streaming services to demonetize AI artists because they understand how this takes away from real art, from real music. So I respect the shit out of Tidal for that. But at the end of the day, like, to say that a nigga who's been not just successful, but at the very top of the heap for 17 years doesn't mean anything.
That's a man, bro. That's a man.
What's your perspective? That's what we doing. Stuff we talk on here.
I'm cool on Drake.
I'm really What's your rationale?
My rationale is
because what we have here are a Drake fan who remained, a Drake stan who left and came back, and somebody who don't fuck with. So I think
let me base this. I haven't listened to a full Drake album since Scorpion.
Wow. Okay.
And I'm gonna let you know I'm biased.
There were a lot of
shout out to my dog, Pusha T, putting Belt the Ass in 2018. Put Belt the Ass in 2018.
It's crazy.
Even with
a nigga turning you into a father is crazy.
Come on, man. We got
that was always a wild
on some man shit. Like
a nigga turning you into a father.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. There's no denying. First of all, there's no denying what Push or Kendrick did in that situation. He lost those battles, no question.
Yeah.
But indeed. Who won the war?
UNG.
So they give till Drake get this $4 billion, and everybody looking stupid, or he get a billion. I promise you, he'll get $1 billion deal. I promise you. Billions of billions. Now we're not gonna shit on a bill. It's never been done. We're not gonna shit on a bill now. Like you see how
no.
Now we shitting on $1 billion deal. That's crazy,
let me interject.
I don't give a fuck. It's from Fisher Price, my nigga. It's $1 billion deal.
Right? I'm gonna say this, and I'm gonna let John have it. Drake's last UMG deal. Do you know how long ago it was?
About 2019, around that area.
Recouped all that shit too.
So we're talking about almost a decade difference, right? The market has changed, the value of the dollar has changed, the impact of capitalism has changed things. In 2019, he got a $400 million deal. So the concept of $1 billion or more.
He wasn't drinking when he said B's on the table. He's not playing. Like he's not playing with this
concept.
He absolutely. I believe it because the value of the dollar has changed. So that 400 million that he got then,
you heard what Leo? You heard what Leo said?
So giving him 2 or 3 billion is actually what he's worth.
You heard what Leo said? Leo estimated he made UMG $22.2 billion.
I believe that.
I believe
he hit the charts.
Yeah.
Niggas have one #1 song that they own the rights to from the 70s and 80s, and it has taken care of them for life. A #1 song matters. And also, so does radio play, because you make more off of it, right? Take 1 million streams and make like $15,000 on streaming. Radio play matters. And Drake say it all the time, radio is still king. He say it when he come back, radio is king again. It matters as far as the money. A nigga who's had, 50 or so? How many #1 songs have there been?
Yeah, I can't even count.
Well, honestly, like, as far as songs by himself, Drake has had like 53 #1 songs.
Records.
There is no way that he hasn't made them by.
Yeah, I want to let him finish though, because I always get like he gotta get his whole. I don't want to take your whole point across.
No, it's cool. Like,
I'm good.
But
when Drake came out,
Mhm.
I was a diehard. I was like, yo, this nigga is wilding. You know, all the mixtapes. What was the first joint?
So Far Gone.
Not So Far Gone. The other joint.
The comeback season joint.
Not comeback season. It was when his first debut joint dropped.
Nah, it was the
Damn, I can't.
No, it's the. I know what you're talking about.
No, Thank Me Later.
That was so late.
That was the.
That was after.
Thank Me was the first. Yeah, that was after So Far Gone. Yeah.
So from there,
that was the first official album.
Right. Yeah. That was the official album. Then you got Take Care. Like my 2 favorite Drake albums is Take Care. And,
one of the greatest runs in music history.
Yeah. Take Care.
You're still in the ages.
Nothing going nowhere. The best bodies of work in that era.
Okay.
Right. When bro started getting on this whole like red pill bullshit, that's when I was like, nigga, you're showing us exactly who you are. You are the mixed kid from Toronto that wanted to be down with the niggas, and because you've had your way for so long, and now you feeling a little resistance because niggas is pulling your card now. Niggas have pulled your card, and now you are basically whining like a rich mixed kid from Toronto.
He whined a lot on Iceman too, to be fair. But I mean, a nigga having a weird personality doesn't change who he is. And
but it's like, well, then who are you for real?
I don't know if he knows. But here's the thing, right? Because I had I had people attacking me on Instagram today, right? Let me tell you why. So there was a podcast. I wish I could remember the name because I would shout them out, but I'm gonna put it in the comments. And they were basically talking about Beyonce's like the currently greatest entertainer like in all of music.
I can agree with that.
And
I'd agree with that.
Close would be like a Michael Jackson or a Prince or a Tina Turner. Like
please give Chris Brown his respect too.
That was my point,
please give Chris Brown respect.
Their point was there is no entertainer currently that's better than Beyonce. I said I would agree with that, but I think that Chris Brown and Bruno Mars are very close seconds because Bruno puts on the fucking show twice on the biggest stage possible, the Super Bowl. And in my mind, I ain't gonna say he smoked her.
He kind of gave her a run.
He gave her a run, crazy.
Bruno's amazing.
So I think Chris. So my point, like just as a comment under that podcast, was Beyonce is probably the greatest entertainer that we've seen since Michael Jackson. But I think that Chris and Bruno are very close second and third. Right. And I think that order between those two is a little interchangeable.
And they bash you for that?
Listen, they was cooking me. So what it turned into was an entire section of like, oh my God, he's an abuser. And like, you're a woman. And like, you're supposed to be like on women's empowerment. Here's the thing, right? First of all, and this is like, honestly, as a woman, this is why I think it's very important for women to have some good male friends. And I think for men to have some good female friends. Because I think it adds balance in your perspective.
Correct.
So as a woman, one of the things that I have learned and I'm still learning from my male friends is to be able to separate art from
gotta be able to separate.
To be able to separate the two. I wasn't able to do that for a long time. And I held the same opinions about Chris Brown that these women held in these comments for a long time. Like this nigga's an abuser and I'm not fucking with him. But at this stage in life, The first thing is that incident with Rihanna happened in 2009. Does it excuse the behavior at the time? Never, absolutely not. I'm never going to say that that would be true. But it doesn't change the fact that that shit was almost 20 years ago.
Right.
And it was kids.
And they were children. We're in 2026.
And he's had some other instances of...
That's the other thing. So when I made my comment is like, the last known incident we have concerning this, right? Not about what your suspicions are about this man. Right. The last known incident was Karuchi. That was 10 years ago. So holding a man to several mistakes that he made 10 to 20 years ago and ignoring his growth, evolution, and impact as an artist today, to me, is unfair. And so regardless of who he is personally, I don't give a fuck about who Chris Brown is personally. There, I said it. And neither should you all. Because who the fuck cares who that man is as a person? He clearly got shit going on. Yeah. And I think any nigga that got, 4-5 kids, 4-5 baby mamas, there's something to be said. Yeah. We're not going to get into it, but I do think there's something to be said for that. None of this matters to me with regard to his artistry. So at the end of the day, the guy made some mistakes. He's imperfect. Maybe he's still trash as a person. But my ability to separate art from artist is why I'm still able to appreciate Chris, regardless of the fact that he's flawed and fucked up. So is your fucking president.
Also, too, with these rappers, all these rap niggas is bozos, dog. If y'all really like 90% of them, so when niggas get to pulling the authentic card, bro, I don't give a fuck, bro. Like, the only niggas that and all the niggas that I pull that card, like, I got 3 rappers on my wall at home and they all dead. That's Pac, Nip, and Trouble. That just died. Like, so if you want to talk about it's only a few that's been real. So when we niggas is quick to be like that authentic, bro. All these niggas is flawed. Don't do that. Don't listen, Mia. Man. For the sake of this podcast, what? Please, we talking about Drake right now. Let's take one thing at a time. Do not because Mia. Please, I just asked for this to sake of this podcast. Let's just shelf that. I'm not even going to go. I'm sure Dre said I'm not even going to go there.
That's what what I gotta say, but I'm gonna respect my guess and that's it. Right?
Yeah, but as far as the ice shit, look, and I don't give a fuck, Mia. This is my victory lap, and you gonna have to take it. I don't give a fuck who feel away about it because I've been saying this shit because we was in a dark time as the owl members. Listen, first of all, for all y'all to try to say I switched up, y'all the dick riders and the weirdos, and I'm gonna tell you why. Like, it was funny, like niggas be like, "Oh yeah, you fuck with Drake." You mean the nigga that everybody was bumping to for like the last decade and a half that didn't have a bad song, that did for like his first 5 years, that got in the club going crazy, got me through time, got me through college, I had him on playlists, and now some nigga from Cali come around, now I'm supposed to say, fuck him? No, y'all weird. Like, I'm staying in like, this nigga been my, like, y'all niggas are weirdos. And then that's number one. So all that I want to get on that. But I want to take this in sections. Number 2, keep in mind, like what you said, I think all these niggas is weird. So I'm talking about the artistry, because niggas that tell me Drake is this, but then celebrate Ross, who's a known fraud. Yeah. So it's like, so what do we? Yeah. So what do we? What like? So like, so what do we? So like, I don't even get into that. What I do enjoy with Drake, though, even with his arc, right? What I do enjoy with him, and for the funny part about all this, for the man, and still, if you really listen, like still, I can make the argument he's still the realest rapper. Because he always made jokes about this in the past. Like, it's funny how y'all thought, like, like what he say? He said, funny how they thought they have a problem marketing me. Now I'm the realest, because he said, I'm not talking about I kill niggas. I'm not talking about I sell kilos. I'm saying I get my heart broken. I do what I do. I blase, and that's all. And even in the later ones, that's kind of that like, people evolve too, right? So when he's talking greasy now, that's some other shit, because you can do the research on Top 5 and fucking what's my man name from over there? The Chubbs, and not even him though. The little nigga Presser and all them niggas and the Jane and Fish niggas. So, but regardless, I'm not trying to justify Drake's realness. I'm just trying to say what I've enjoyed from his arc is seeing the nigga that, like, I literally seen him go from a nigga where it's like, hey, I'm just happy to be in this situation. Geez, do you want to do a song with me? Like, hey, can I get that respect over there? To dragging his nuts and saying, nigga, this is my shit. Fuck y'all. And I appreciate that arc. However we got here, like I literally seen him do that from being happy-go-lucky to now putting his feet down. Like, no, this is my shit. I don't got a replacement. We're not doing none of this. You're gonna have to come through. You're gonna have to come through me. I respect the shit out that arc. Like, it's like watching a movie in front of your faces. So that's number one. Number two, I don't want to beat a dead horse and shit, so I'm not gonna get into the hit because we can get into hits and all that for forever. My thing is this though. I'm just gonna talk straight to the beef in the battle. And I'm just gonna talk about that Pusha shit for a second. The funny part about that, I give Pusha the win because he out Drake. He was like lyric. I always say, yeah, it was lyrical TMZ. I actually think Duppy was the better diss lyrically. Duppy, he spazzed on Duppy. That's some of the best writing that I've heard from Drake. Duppy is one of his best he opened up with a quadruple entendre off the rip. So I just want to say, but Pusha still gets the win because you out Drake. Yeah, he understood the moment and he took granted. Cool, good for Pusha. You talk about the war shit, and we'll get to that. But Push, congratulations. We go to the shit with Kendrick. The more I re-listen, this kind of funny. Okay, let's start out. Kendrick won. So let's just put that to the left because I'm not stupid. We can't. You know I'm a realist because I'm gonna go with what the masses is. But it is funny that. To me, Drake had the best diss of the series in Family Matters. I always say that. Euphoria is right there to me because Euphoria kicked his ass. But the shit that and I also think, put like this, I think out of it, Drake had, before the radio overplayed Not Like Us like that, and I'm not mad at Kendrick because if I'm gonna call Push winning for TMZ, making a dance bop, cool, Kendrick, you got that. I'm not gonna take it away from you.
And also his proof that he could do this kind of
music. But the best disses to me in that series. Drake has because I love the Hard Part 6 and I love and the brilliant part to me about the Hard Part 6 is you could tell that was written right now. Like that wasn't planned. Like he was responding to all this shit. So like I even respect the artistry of just saying like I'm not pre-writing nothing. Like I'm just going, you give me what you got. I'm that talented in myself. I go in the booth and make it. So
even with the very first joint that he put out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it was all spurt. So cool. But for instance, I'm gonna say he lost. But sometimes pressure makes diamonds and it takes one. Jay got killed in ether. Social media wasn't out back then. Yeah. Because if that was, Jay would have been a whole different hole. So I say like to that, and shout out to Kendrick because it's funny how Drake said, well, nigga, I made you rap. Kendrick kind of got you doing this, bro, because you weren't doing this before. But so that's why I love being a Kendrick fan. I mean, not Kendrick fan. I love being non-biased. Drake is my guy, right. But that's why I would never pigeonhole myself in hip hop. Because to be able to tell the whole timeline and the story, you have to listen to everybody. Can't nobody tell you the story of Jay-Z and Nas that they were just pro Nas or just pro Jay-Z because it's coming from a biased point. You know how I feel about Kendrick. I said Kendrick won the battle. I love GNX, one of my favorite albums from Kendrick. But Drake is my guy saying this. But I can also I can tell the whole story because I'm not biased.
Right.
I respect the whole field. So I'll tell you when some shit happened over here, but I'll tell you my man redeemed himself. I was scared at the beginning of Iceman. I told you. I said he's never been to crossroads like that. And the only crossroads, he was at a crossroads in that Donda album, kind of. Well, three that he went through to me was the Donda Kanye shit. CLB was amazing. And then he went through that little tear where he had to he dropped that techno album. Which clearly wasn't for us, but cool.
Honestly, never mind. I kind of fuck with
that. No. A lot of people did. A lot of people did. No, Sticky's my shit. No, a lot of people shit. But the media.
The caveat. Do it. That goddamn Baby King joint.
Yeah, for sure. But it's the fact that niggas was killing him, and it's like even Act told him. Act was like, yo, your next album better be like when he was coming out when he announced the joint with 21, and he was like, yo, this got to be it because you looking down right now. And then I remember he called Drake on FaceTime and he was like, hey, this album is damn near. Cause he said it had to be this because you was about to. And then Drake was saying, nigga, duh. Like, but it's just. So I say that to be like when you still and I respect him never. So when this promo came up, I'm like, yo, he's never been down like this. Yeah. And it's like, it ain't even about like, cause I like
if this album was trash, it was
you just named every scenario he was facing. Like, if I give you too much, I'm to this. I'm giving too much, it's to this. And it's funny, like I know Drake is who he is because the funny part about Drake's albums, we never pitted against his peers. We only picked Drake's albums against Drake albums. And that's how I know he's in a different tier in himself. And if you don't agree with that, you're just not being real. Cause I still hear what happened to old Drake. So with that, So with that being said, right? I was scared. I told niggas, I was like, this got to be it. And when I was saying the snippets, because he did the whole Iceman run and he was putting out music, and I said, these is cool, but this not what we need. Like, if this is what the album's gonna be, we doomed. Like, yeah. He put out mad shit. Yeah. But
that's what I was talking about when I
respect that
a nigga put out 50 songs
and now looking back, I respect that these are just throwaways. Like, he really, like, the fact that he's that gifted to throw away these and be like, you don't even know what's in the clip.
Particular perspective. I don't think that they were throwaways. I think that they were very strategic marketing.
Yeah,
so you know what? The only thing that made me rebuttal that, and you're right, there has to be some of that regardless of what he says. Maul said for 5 months, even leading up to the album, even the nigga Aiden came on and said, listen, I've heard clips of Iceman. Anything you heard out here is not Iceman. He's building underneath that. This is just to build a joint. But when I actually heard the project, and Joe Budden said it himself when and I love how the power Budden's made 2 comments that I love. He said, oh, if you was that person that said you wanted the rap album from Drake, like wanted to grow up the introspective album, you got what you was asking for. You can't. And he also said that he mentioned lyrics. He stopped the song. He said, you can't get these type of lyrics when when a bitch is twerking in your face in the club. You isolated yourself and really locked in on this to even come up with some of these. And when I heard the album,
that first track alone,
yeah, bro.
How long were you by yourself?
So when I heard that, when I heard the album, when I seen the Mike Jack glove, I said, oh yeah, this got to be good. Like I said, we on something. And I heard it, and I don't got to go through our back and forth. But what I appreciated about it is that, one, to be in this corner he was in. Because like I said, the only ever more spanking I could think of hip hop is when Ether happened. Jay escaped because we were still hearing that from the radio. There was no social media. If Ether would have happened today with social media, it would have been a whole different story for Hov. Not saying he wouldn't overcome it, because he clearly did.
He would have been Drake.
Yeah, but he would have been Drake. He would have been Drake. So for your back to be against the wall, and the thing I love about it, what you just said, me, and I'm glad you said this right. He still was himself in the process. He didn't give you too much on it. He still gave you the bops. He still gave you the introspective. And it's like, yo, even with your pressure, the pressure of the world on your shoulder, literally, you can still be like, you got that much faith in you, the artist, to even when you see the videos. My man made a funny comment and I laughed at it and I went back and said, hey, yo, that's kind of crazy. He said, yo, Drake got too much confidence in these videos. Like, because we was watching, because he released the Iceman video, and then he got a joint be talking about A$AP Rocky, like your baby mama, even, and he's sitting up dancing in the video. And my man said, yo, he got so much confidence for a nigga that just died. And I was like, that's so dope to me, because he never even for a second, he never even doubted himself. And he's telling you in the album, don't come back around when the score of 10-1, them owl emojis in my DMs going to show. Yeah, he knows, bro, like, I hear y'all, all this shit against y'all. I'm gravy, bro. I'm about to do what I've been doing this long. I'm gonna smoke this shit.
I know the put in 3-4 calls.
And for him to have that type of bravado still after what he went through. And that's why when you talk about Drake's best work, am I talking about sonically? Is it maybe necessarily better enough? I'm not saying that. I'm saying time, place, situation, everything that was on the table. Yeah. For him to deliver like this, and Iceman's so good, we're not even talking about how good Habibti is, because Habibti fucking rocks. But I'm not even about it. That's a whole nother convo.
It took me a while to get to that.
Yeah. It took me a while. But for him to, at this level, back against the wall, deliver this quality of work, where even if you don't disagree, even if you disagree, that's fine. But there are higher ups calling this some of his best work. Like even on the Button podcast, a lot of niggas called it the top 3 Drake project easy. And that was off the first, 3 days. Even I like how the music evolved. Like I remember listening to the Button podcast. First time they played Janet Shut the Fuck Up, they was like, this is the first Miss Me on the album. 3 days later, they was on a podcast. So it's just like, this nigga gets it on a whole different level, bro. Like he like.
And I was one of those. I told him that. Because when me and John first talked about this, I told him like, no, I didn't like it when I first heard it. And I'm talking about like, not at all. You talking about a song with 16, 18 tracks on it. I liked maybe originally maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And then that 3 or 4 turned into 5 or 6. That 5 or 6 turned into 9.
What I tell you every time I'm listening to you, I said, Mimi, the album getting better every listen. Like, it's songs I don't listen to now that's getting better. And it's just like for him to, and you know what also makes me appreciate it more? When I hear people that's been in the game just as long, right? Like, even Ye, I respect Ye. I fuck with Ye. Ye probably is the best discography of all time. So I'm not taking anything away from sonically. But when you look at him dropping Vultures and some of his misses lately, and then you look at Ross, which dropped Set in Stone, which is trash.
You don't like Set in Stone?
You know what's kind of funny part? I'm more kinder on it in the lot of people. A lot of people are trashing it. I actually think it's some shit on it. I love the new Maybe Our Music joint with that. It's some shit on there that I like. But to hear the contemporaries that came in the league, like we always give Bron credit because he came in with Mello, D-Wade. Mello been doing podcasts for 5 years. D-Wade been at home for 7. Bron's still in the playoffs chasing chips, and they came in with him. So you like, this dude's different,
and got his pick of where he could go next.
Fact.
A nigga that good.
And
Adam Silver is waiting for LeBron James to choose his team
so
to make the NBA schedule.
So that point,
and the nigga got the NBA.
Yeah, so that point right there, I'm gonna throw it right back to you, Paul. And that point right there. You talking about a guy that's been his contemporaries are falling or fall off and blase. Drake might have dropped to me, I don't care what nobody, and people will agree. To me, he just dropped the classic and one of the best albums in discography in year 17 with his back against the wall while his peers are at home chilling. Also, not even, let's forget, leading up to that, like if you doubted Drake's success, the music game paused. Like when that Iceman build-up was coming up, niggas shut like the work that he had the magnifying glass on him. That whole rollout.
And we're not just talking about hip hop, like Taylor
period.
Swift
Like ESPN was posting this shit. Like the he had
Taylor Swift scared to drop the album.
He's still clearly the biggest in the game.
Taylor Swift waited about 2 months to start doing that showgirl.
And then like you said, with Adam Silver with that, UMG got to make some decisions, bro. He's out. It's a bitter war. So just how you talk about how like I'm scared that they're gonna smoke the nigga. To be quite honest with you, if I got it, and I'm dead ass with that. And even Joe alluded to it with the Michael Jackson. He was like that can't like because when you get that much power, you see they take you out. He's really looking for $1 billion, and he's worth it. And that can break the bank for every other because that resets the market. So they rather just do away with you than and you live forever as an icon and just
started. And I 100% agree. Drake's last deal was $400 million. The value of $400 million now is about $1 billion.
For sure.
So if you pay him $1 billion, you're actually underpaying him based on the market.
I think he's gonna get multiple. I think he's gonna get at least 2.
I think at minimum, dead ass, it could not be less than 2.5.
But bro, I feel you with niggas saying he changed, but like as a fan, going through the album, and like I said, going for the plot development with like even all that from him being a happy-go-lucky nigga to him being here to the fact where the pressure on the world's on his shoulder. Bro, I almost lost my mind the first time I heard whisper my name, and that nigga said my niggas be posting outside with a pen, and the nigga said the shit where he said what he say? He said you looking for love over net, you a tennis ball. I take the $500K not to dinner. I never could learn shit from none of you. I said, man, fuck Hov. And I was like, man, fuck Jay, because I just like but
all opinions expressed by guests on the You Work There podcast are their own and not representative of this show.
Mia, Hov is my nigga, but it's just I'm just saying the character development. Like he there now, like man, fuck everybody. Like there's nobody bigger than me right now. And him and Brett, like I enjoyed that so much as the development of where he's become. It's like, you know what, nigga, drop your nuts, talk your shit.
Because the confidence is real now.
Facts.
There was a point in time where I think
it was cosplaying.
Facts.
Trying to find it, trying to figure it out.
Facts.
Desiring, needing, wanting the respect of his peers, needing the respect of the industry, and then realizing in the midst of like kind of the course of his career, like they're never gonna give it to me.
Yeah.
Fuck them niggas. And I like the arc.
But you know what the beautiful thing about all of this is? I'm gonna look straight into my camera. Kenny's back outside.
Is he?
Yes. I mean,
Kenny, and here's where it really gets interesting for a guy like Kenny.
I think he under the pressure because like if you trying to outdo Iceman, you got a tall task, my G.
Now all the pressure is on Kendrick.
You got a tall task.
That's a crazy transition. Now all the pressure is on Kendrick.
But the beautiful thing about Kenny is he not giving a shit about that pressure.
That's real.
He puts out what he wants to put out.
Agree. And he's already proven I could do that bullshit music.
Yes. And not only that, he could drop a 10-second snippet online and the fucking internet is going berserk.
I mean, so but that's why I love Drake, because Hov told us this. Speaking of Hov told us this for years. Hov was talking down on other artists because he said while other artists was away, I was here every fucking summer carrying this shit. Y'all niggas drop every 1 to 2 to 3 years. I'm Hov because I'm here every fucking summer hitting you all over the head. That's the Drake thing. Drake, I didn't go nowhere.
11
y'all let these niggas take 3-4 years off before they drop Mr. Morale, but like and do all that shit. and then you could build up to
no Mr. Morale slander.
And by the way,
we not slandering Iceman. I'm not allowing you to slander Mr. Morale.
I'm saying this is a nigga that fucks with Kendrick.
Okay,
I told you I love GNX.
Yeah. Right.
I love the shit out of GNX. I was playing the shit on repeat. So I'm not saying this is a hater.
Right.
This is me saying this is a real.
That's why I respect your opinion, because it's never coming from the perspective.
Yeah, this is me saying this is a real fan.
I'm just how I see it.
I just like I tell niggas in NFL, I love the Skins, but I love the Shield. Like I'm gonna tell you what's real, but my team some shit, they some shit. Same with rap. I love rap, even though my guys are my guys, but rap is still rap. Nigga, for them, like niggas disappear. Same with Cole, like even my man Cole. Cole would take 4 times off and and take lapses and all that. Drake, stop that. I'm not gonna let that happen. It's
not only that. Not only is fall off. So not only is
it's not what it should have been.
It's not what it should have been. It's not what it should have been. It's kind of hot dog water to me.
He went nostalgic.
Now he is cosplaying a GNX tour. You got that fucking Honda Civic in the middle.
That's true. I never thought about that, bro. I never thought about that, bro. But shit like that don't make you respect Drake more. Like that, and that, like even every time I look at his peers and what they're doing, not saying Kenny so much because Kenny still Kenny's who he is, and I'm not gonna take nothing away from Kenny. But what I'm saying is like even when you look at this, like this big three, if you want to call it that, like. Even with them, we just talked about niggas be taking years off. Or I'm like, Drake ain't never going nowhere. And if he's not dropped out, his longest gap has actually been from For All the Dogs to Iceman. But if we talking about like as far as like he's there every summer involved somehow. He's gonna give you features somehow.
Count the joints that he did with 20 with not the 21 Savage collab, the sexy songs.
Wait, count those? 4 Dogs after the 21 joint.
Yeah,
that's after 12 Dogs after that.
Okay.
So, but I didn't count sexy songs.
Okay.
Because that was just, and you know what I love, and that's how I knew, bro. I love niggas. You know what I hate? Niggas that be in the blender and try to act like they not in the blender, or try to act like they above, like oh, I done hear them news clippings. I hate them fake ass niggas.
Oh yeah.
You know what I respect about Drake?
I ain't looking at
social media. Yeah, exactly.
You know what
I respect about Drake?
Bitch, you lying. Your wife is, your girl is, your kids
that
is.
mean you is.
Get the fuck out of here.
You know what?
You heard that shit, nigga.
You know what I respect about Holmes? He understands the moment, and you know how I know he understands the moment. And I'm always going to side with a nigga that can do that, because on the second song of the album, you talked about the album layout. He gave you the whole introspective part. I think what people missed on the second part when the Dust joint, where he said, he started off the song. He said, "Girls from Atlanta call me Santa. Girls from Australia, what do I tell you?" He said, "You know I love you so much." He said, SSS was talking, which is the song, sex songs for the summer. He said, he said, "You know I love you so much." He said, "But right now I'm handling something bigger than us. SSS was just to show you my love until next time we meet up. But now I gotta turn this up." He's basically saying this album ain't for y'all. Like this, every rap fan knows what this album about. This ain't about that singing shit, and it's about the bitches. It's about getting to this business they want to hear. And even him being introspective enough to put that on intro, he sung it, so most people missed that. But he was letting you know the tone of the album. After giving you what he gave you in the intro, he was letting you know, he was letting you know, listen, if you listen for that sweet Drake, this ain't on this album. I got shit to address and I'm coming. And I respect that shit. Nobody can make me hate this nigga, bro. Like when it comes to music, there's no outside of the booth, absolute cornball. You can point to every camera and say that. Outside of the booth, he's a goof. Zoom in for sure. He's everything. Zoom in on him again. One more time. Say it one more time. Absolute goof outside the booth. But what I judge you for? But because I only respect a handful of rappers anyway, and what they do in real time, the artistry, what he did with this, bro. It's a chef's kiss, bro. And I honestly never been more proud to be a fan of a nigga on some G shit. That's it. That's just how I feel about the whole thing.
Kenny is a Dark Knight. He's peeking around the shadows.
I agree. I'm interested to see what his response to
when he pop out.
I'm very interested.
Just know that he's not coming to compete with old boy. He's
gonna do his own thing for sure.
He's doing his own thing
for sure.
He don't care about none of this shit.
Because you know the funny part about this GNX shit, and me know this. I've defended GNX against Kendrick fans. I know Kendrick fans that hate that album. I'm the nigga saying like, bro, that's a great album. And I've gotten flack from Kenny fans about that shit. I even had people telling me Mr. Morale's better, which is fucking insane to me. But
Mr. Morale is in a class all by itself. G and Next.
It's only so much. Only so much you get that excuse to, bro. Because I gave that to the Pimp a Butterfly. I already put that.
No. Wait a minute. To Pimp a Butterfly is a once in a generational album that came out.
You know how relevant a hip hop fan I am.
Mm-hmm.
I always tell me that's what I after a certain shit hits, I know my opinion doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So I'll say this: I have never. There's 2 albums: Future, the Hendrix album, which I know Future's fans swear by him and swear that's his best album, and Pimp a Butterfly. I've never tried to, and Views. Because believe it or not, I hate Views.
You hate Views?
I'm trying to keep it real. I hate Views, but I'm glad that y'all like it because that's my guy. But I hate Views. So I've never tried in my life to listen to 3 albums to like more. I'm talking about late night right now. Let me throw on to Pimp Butterfly to see if I catch it this time. Or I'm drunk somewhere leaving. Maybe this is the time. And then when I get to Dick, hey, free, I'm like, turn this shit off, dog. I'm tired of this shit. But I know my opinion. I'm not God, my nigga, right? So like, and I love the art. And I say when the 2 things match, then it's just not for me. Meaning it got critical acclaim. The critics said it was some of the best shit they ever heard. Somebody compared it to like Billie Holiday or the jazz type, like feeling so cool. But the numbers also supported. Right. It took off and it kept growing. Mm-hmm. So after the numbers supported and it got critical acclaim and the awards, cool. It was fuck my opinion. Right. It wasn't for me. So I gave it. Y'all want to call it a classic? I give it to you.
Let's stop dismissing the numbers as though they don't matter.
And that's kind of how I feel about Iceman. It's just not for me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I respect that.
It's not for me. Like, especially where I'm at now in life.
I respect that.
It's Larry June. It's Alchemist. It's Griselda. It's that vibe in that lane. Because that to me is more of a niche type of vibe. If you know, you know.
I respect it.
It ain't for everybody, and it's only a certain few niggas that really lock in with that.
You fuck with Gibbs?
Yeah.
Alfredo 2 was such a good product, bro. Alfredo 2 was such a good product. I ain't gonna sidetrack. About all my niggas, but like that when you started naming that list, it reminded me of how I felt about Alfredo 2. Like it was.
So that's my vibe, and I even respect the fact that he did Scary Hours. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But even with that, because I'm a writer, and I not only just hear the beat, but I'm hearing what you're saying, and I'm hearing what you're not saying.
Yeah.
I'm just like, Drake, God damn it. Like,
you know what I found to be interesting about all of this, right? When you look at Kendrick, Cole, Drake, Hove, when you look at these artists, right? A big thing that John talked about was like that what benefited Hove in the peak of his era was that he didn't take breaks, right? Right. What has benefited Drake throughout the course of his career is that
he didn't take breaks.
Right? I think if we take a step further, right? Take it a step further and really look at these guys' lives. There's a reason why those things happen, right? So when you look at Kendrick, when you look at Cole, they're active fathers. No one had to make them. No one had to call them out. Just saying. And so I think like there is a real part of people's lives, right? Men being men. That's a factor in this conversation.
Correct.
And so when you look at like Cole took time off because he's a family man.
Right.
And I want time with my wife. I want time with my children. I don't like the fame. Same thing with Kendrick.
Right.
I don't like the fame. Like Drake loves being famous.
Right.
He adores being admired. A lot of his confidence comes from that. That's why he's so fucking corny off these albums. Because you don't have anything to offer outside of this.
Right.
Right. Whereas these men have wives and children and real lives that we know nothing about, quite frankly, outside of these records. Right. I think that there's a transition that has happened in the lives of these men that prevents them. And I would say the same of Hov. This is when he was like, still running the street. And I think there is something to be said for men who decide that they need a break from all of this to have a real life versus men who can't take a break from this because this is their entire life.
Can I rebuttal that though? I think you've been a little too harsh on that, just a little bit. And it's not, and I'm not defending because, like I said, again, I'm going to state this: Drake is a cornball outside the booth. I have to always preface this because I'm not trying to defend him, the person. I think like why Rihanna's never returning to music, right? Because there's some people that love what music does for them, and there's some people that's just engulfed in the music. I think it's so funny Drake hooked up with Wayne because I think how Wayne was back in his early days when he literally had to peel him outside the booth and he just was in there just recording. I think Drake takes that out too. Like I just think because no, hold on, I'm about to get to that. I remember Cole had an interview with the joint he just did on he had a long press run, so he had interviews. But one of them interviews, he was like, they was asking him, and he was like, "Yo, the fall off. I was doing the fall off before I was doing Kids on Drugs or the warm up, and none of that, or any of that shit." He said, "But I just got in the mode where he was like, I know I had the tune for what the fall off. That's why I don't call the fall off some shit, because I feel like what he wanted to fall off to be, it was an ode to his hometown. He wanted because he would say he would make music, but he would know instantly this isn't going on the fall off. So he crafted that to be what it was, and I respect it for a degree. That
album felt like it was for him.
Cool. I get cool.
He should have kept that shit on the hard drive.
You know what you say? That's what 50 said. Niggas be like, these albums be for him. I'm like, you should have kept it in your basement.
Yeah,
nigga. Like,
you
really think it's that bad? Hold on, because I was gonna open up. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that because I really want to. I'm interested in what y'all think about it. But he even told you, he said, man, I just lost the drive after a while. Like, and I love Cole for being transparent. He was just like, I had some other shit going on. Then he said he got some fucked over on some money shit. And then he just was like, I just lost the drive to make music. I think Drake, like, I think he's one of them niggas in the Wayne elk and even in the Hove elk before where he would just lock him. If you see them studio sessions with him and 40 and like how they work, like even like, I just think he's, you can say like, yes, because he's not this and that, but I really think he's just one of the niggas like, bro, he loves music. And you can tell how he keeps his ears to the street. Even the favors he does, like, bro, I don't know why he loves this nigga Smiley so much, bro. But like somebody needs to tell him he's not gonna work. And I'm tired of him throwing away classic verses. He done gave Smiley 3 amazing verses, but that's just Drake just loving music though. Like he's a music, even him being on Block Boy JB shit or just being like he enjoys or him getting Molly Santana, like he loves it. He loves this shit. And I think he is, he is. So like I don't think it's because necessarily that's what, even how we got Scary Hours, right? Because he even said after For All the Dogs he was gonna go on a break. Remember he made that announcement. He told, and he did for real. And he told niggas he was gonna go on a break because we didn't hear anything till SSS. Right. And he told niggas going on a break, but he said he wasn't even going on a break for himself. He was going on a break because people in his circle was telling him you caught up too much in his music shit, and you need to back up just to
create perspective.
Yeah, get the lay of the room, make sure this is still what you want to do. His friends was telling him that, but if it was up to him, he still would have been. And then even when he gave his Scary Hours, I remember he dropped that little trailer when he was like, people are telling me that like you think this is a response to it sounding so like, he was like, nah, but he was like, I'm in album mode and these thoughts are still coming to my head rapidly, and he was like, to rob you all of this would be like, I'll be doing myself a disservice because it's still. So I think Drake is always.
So where does the 100 gig fall in this time?
That kind of proves my point, right? Is the fact that okay, he took this break. You seen this long break. He said he wasn't doing nothing, but nigga, you just dropped 70 fucking songs. Right. That was throwing like so, and that's what I mean. And that wasn't for like yes, he threw. To your point, I agree with that. He threw some of that out to test the market. Right. See, because even Janet Shut the Fuck Up had a first and second version. Right. So it's like, and there's songs on 100 gigs that sounds a lot like that. So it's like, what do people feel? What do they lean into? What are they not? So yes, with some of those to test the market.
The hitmaker has to test the market.
Yeah, but also for you to put some of this shit, because there was quality in that. Like the Blue, White, Red, the Cicadia Rhythm, the How the Fuck I'm Still Up, Niggas Don't Speak My Language. Like he was still dropping heat. Within this, nobody tried to hear it because he was dead at the moment. But that also proves my point to where it's just like, for him to have that much in the tuck, he's a music head, bro. Like he clearly, even the shit he does with, even having Pimmy on albums to Georgia Smith to bringing like, first time I heard Thames was on COB.
There's no way to have the kind of run he's had without loving it this much.
He's addicted, bro.
You gotta love it.
He's addicted.
No question.
When's the first time you heard Thames? First time I heard it was on CLB, on Fountains.
No, my makeup artist is African.
Oh, I bet, because that's before all the hits happened and all that. But she was because I was like, who the fuck is this? And I heard, but like,
makeup girl African.
But the first time I heard Georgia was on, the first person I heard Sanford was on 4422 on More Life.
The first time I heard Sanford was definitely
So it's like,
don't think about it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Even back then, I forgot that even predates that. So like, even to be this that nigga's he's a music head, bro. Yeah. Like that's just his thing.
And I don't disagree with like the points that you're making, but I will say I think that they're very surface, because I think that like, yeah, you love music, you love the art, you love the game. Take it one level deeper though. Why do you love this thing so much? What are you missing? What else don't you love? What are you missing in your life?
I feel you.
This has to be your focus.
I feel you.
That's the issue that I have with him.
I feel you.
And I think that is true of like a lot of artists. I think like you reach a point. I think that's true of a lot of people. Mm-hmm. I think as a person, whether you're a musician or a writer or a painter or just a person who works in an office, I think you hit a space in your life where you're realizing that you're transitioning. That whoever you were 5 years ago, 10 years ago, you're not that anymore. Person. And you're not 100% sure what the future looks like. You're figuring that out in real time. I think the quality of any given art, right, is going to be based on how deeply you're examining yourself. And I think what I heard on Iceman, why I love it so much as I hate to admit this, because I do think he's just so fucking cool.
No, he is for sure.
But I do think that the reason that I love Iceman is because I heard somebody who not just like considered what this battle was, what it did, the impact, right? Like, but somebody who like started examining like his place in the future.
Yeah.
How does this not only impact like everything that I'm experiencing in my life right now? What does this say about who I am? If I can't recover from this, what does it say about me? And I think that's what I heard. So we talk about like this ultimate confidence with Drake, which I agree with because he's always able to show and prove. But I do think there's something to be said about the concept of like kind of hitting, in his case, 40 and realizing like, I'm not 25 anymore.
Right.
And that's what I'm talking about, the arc.
That I've like engrossed myself in. These things that I've like fallen in love with. These like, whether it's the music, the material possessions that they brought, the power that it's given me, right? Because Drake didn't just control music. He had a whole lot of power in general.
Yeah.
He was the guy in everything. Right? The NBA ambassador, right? Controlling shit. Like he talking to the front office in Toronto.
Right.
It's not, Drake is not a rapper anymore. He's an oligarch.
He's an entity. Yeah.
So like,
he's an entity.
Like, he really is. Like Drake's an entity. I think that's a perfect way to put it. So I think like there's something to be said for a person who introspectively looks at not only like what they brought to all of this, their impact on it, how important they are, but also like the fact that those things change. You know, there was a point in time where so many of your favorite artists were the biggest in the world, and now let them put a song out tomorrow. Ain't nobody checking shit. So I think like at the end of the day, what I'm saying is I think that there's a space in which everyone has to grow. Everyone has to transition. And I think the difference in terms of like where you go and whether or not you get left behind is in your ability to adapt to that, to see it, to be honest about it, to embrace it, even when you feeling fucked up about the whole thing, even when you feeling like I might die. Like Drake said that. All intents and purposes.
He said I died in 2000. I remember that on Shebang when he said, "Am I upset a bit?" Like I'm still pissed off. Like I'm still
about what this nigga did to me, bro. Like, I'm upset about it. I think absorbing, understanding, and using the worst things that happen to you in your life as your point of transition are important. And that's really where I want to take this conversation.
Yeah, because I think if we're using Drake as an example, he has to get to a place where he has to be willing to let it go.
For sure.
And for artists,
it wasn't on this album.
It may not.
I think this was the cleanse. I think this was the cleanse. Yeah, I think it was the cleanse.
But at some point, it's not gonna be him fighting against someone like Kenny, someone like Push, or someone like Rick. It's gonna be him fighting his own base.
For sure.
because his base.
He's been doing that for a while now too, though.
But his base.
That's why when he said niggas complaining, the album even dropped it. Like he said,
but it's not a complaint. It is actually a call for concern, because Drake, we've known you to be this guy for the last 10 plus years. You know what I'm saying? And I was right there with you.
Yeah.
But now I may have graduated college. I may have graduated, graduate school. Mm-hmm. I'm married. I got kids. Yeah. I'm in a career. I got mortgage. I got this. I got right. So he's not. He is still where he was, and that's kind of hyperbolic because we don't know for real. Yeah. But from the optics of what he is, for sure, he's still back there.
Let me respond to that though. Let me respond to that.
Exactly.
First of all, the Casio's fire. I didn't even notice that just now. But that's number one.
That's why I didn't try today.
Yeah, that's number one. That's number one. Right.
It's Thursday.
Number two, some of my favorite lines on this album is like the little hitters that because I have a bunch, but there's like introspective shit where he answers like all the little questions we've been asked. First of all, I want people to know this too, because I used to have this call with Ab all the time. It was like, man, Hove made 444. And by the way, 444 is the perfect album if you are about to be 50 rapping to deliver. It's amazing. And I give Hove, like, you know what I'm saying? It's a perfect, and I'm not saying that as a disrespect. That's great, nigga. That's right. It's like, what more can I say? You proved it with this. This is that you said it. Yeah. So I'm giving that as proper. Even Watch the Throne was more mature and them series. So I don't want to say that like I'm
from Jay.
Yeah.
From Ye.
So I don't want to act like I'm making disses. Like that's correct. Really my like 444 chef's kiss, my nigga. Even the Family Feud, you're not even on beat. You just really talking life shit, and it was a masterpiece. But so he gets that. But I always tell people like y'all like to compare him to Jay, but when y'all thought Jay was young, Jay was older. Like Jay was 50 making this shit. Drake is still in his 30s. Like, and I 40. Keep telling, Drake's 30.
Drake's 40.
Drake is 39, bro.
Drake's 40.
Check that real quick, Spot.
I did before I got here. Drake's 40.
Nah, he not though.
He said it on the album, John.
No, I'm about to tell you.
Well, he's about to be 40.
He's not.
He said he's 40 on the album.
No, he didn't. He said I'm almost 40. I'm about to tell you right now. He's not.
He'll be 40 this year.
Because he's my age.
Which is 40. If a nigga 39, a nigga 40. What are we talking about?
He might well be 40. Yeah.
What? If a nigga's 39, that nigga's 40.
Yeah, Drake 39. So
which is 40. What the fuck?
Okay, cool. But so when I say Jake is 30s, don't look crazy. But I'm not even talking about.
When I hit 30s, I think 30.
Hold on. I'm not talking about.
I'm in my 30s.
No, I'm not even.
That nigga ain't in his 30s. I'm in my 30s.
I'm not even talking about this year though. I'm talking about this has been a gripe from fans for a minute and saying like Drake needs to grow. And I'm like, bro, Drake is in his 30s. Like y'all want him to be Hove, and he's not. Like Hove was a rapper like this in his 30s. Hove was.
I have other thoughts.
Hold on. I'm about to say
immature. Y'all think 35.
All right, but no, that's a different thing though.
You know how 35. I can still act like
you know how old Hove was when Hey Poppy got recorded. That's what I'm saying. Like y'all know how old this nigga was growing up. Like y'all thinking
he's like maybe 30.
Yeah. Y'all thinking he's
so let me ask you this.
30.
So he dropped 30's the new 20.
Yeah.
Right. So he was
40 when he dropped that. That's why Jim said. That's why Jim. He killed Jim, but Jim best line that whole battle is he said you say 30 is the new 20, but you 40, I'm 30, so who's 20? Like that was real shit. Jay was 41 when he dropped that, bro.
You know, a clock is right twice a day. A broke clock is right twice a day. He got off of that. Yeah, shout out to Jim.
So I've been trying to tell niggas, bro, like y'all want him to reach Hove stage, and Hove wasn't there at his stage. Secondly, too, though, the Introspective Lines album, like it's not even like super lyrical, but it's just shit that hit me like, I see, like even when he said this shit, like, by the way, I want y'all to really go back and listen to the last song on the album. That's the perfect way to. He said a lot of shit. No. Listen, if you really think it out, like when he says like he's really. It's deeper than it seems. Like he's rap, but it's like even when he says I tried until the R switch placed with the I, and he's talking about he shouts out UMG so much in this album. Like y'all think this was about it was really about he smoked UMG this whole album. But like the joint where he says, and then the album he said what happened to Drake with the Innocence. I don't think we'll ever see him again. He's telling y'all like, bro, all y'all screaming this old Drake shit. I'm not even that same nigga. I've been smoked. Treated so much, backdoored. I'm not even a happy go. I'm not even that guy. These emotions can't even come from me.
That's the point I'm trying to make though. Like I respected his acknowledgement
Facts.
The fact that
no, I'm giving you kudos that even on the first track we talk about. Favorite part of the first track is when he say shout out to my fans to know what we had in the. He said shout out to my real day ones that knew what we had in the basement. Then he said shout out to my haters. I thought we had an arrangement. He said how many times you had to tell me I had a replacement. Like how many times you try to say this the next Drake and this you're not though. Like, and that's what it's like little lines like these through the album when he's really like, he's really trying to get you know, like, bro, I'm still here. I've been him. Like this is not going too many. Yeah, he said, fuck that big. It was too many shit. It was a mess to be. Smoke Cole on that too. Like nigga said, I rather
and Cole deserved every line.
You think Cole deserved it?
Yes.
Oh my God!
But he deserves that shit.
What is the problem with Cole?
I'm gonna let you.
We talk about. I don't understand what the issue is. That he left.
Cole is the nigga that you don't take with you to the function.
Talk about it.
Especially if you know that an enemy could be there.
Talk about it.
Because if it's just you and Cole, you might as well just be you.
Yeah.
Take your joint with you and leave this nigga at home.
Yeah.
He's not built for this.
Facts.
You're right. It's definitely some pussy ass niggas out here.
I won't go as far as to call him pussy.
I'm on the teeter though. I'm on the line a little bit.
I will say that
right on the line.
Cole is nothing that he said he is.
At all.
What do you mean?
He said that he said that you see the face of the Reaper.
Talk to him.
They saw the face of death when they asked for a feature.
Facts.
And I'll kill anybody that stepped to me.
Facts.
And as soon as
a nigga stepped, you got the fuck out of Dodge. Bro.
And it's not even his other contemporaries. It was Freddie Gibbs. Freddie Gibbs called this nigga out.
Facts. That happened too. Niggas forget about that.
No, he had nothing for nobody. And now, even now, he got a new artist out. He did the track, and he's on the hook of the record.
Mm-hmm.
I heard that shit, and I said, "Bashura." What the fuck is he talking about? What is he talking about? Talking about something about
struggling too.
Yeah,
about to come into play.
I'm like,
listen. I'm going on that J.Cole. I'm going to see J.Cole too, but maybe
have a blast
because the tickets is $70.
Listen, my man, right, bro. This thing about Cole. Cole never made it. He don't talk that gunbar shit. He don't talk the sell coke shit. Cole claim to fame is if you step to me, if you're out of your mind, if you're out of your mind enough to say something to me, I'm going to smoke you.
He raps like he dresses like he's supposed to be a nigga that only think about rap.
Bro, let's go back to because Ronnie Ford said he said you might be Drizzy Drake or Kendrick Lamar, but one thing's for sure, nigga, you ain't the God, Cole the God. You said that. You like this is you've made this persona that anybody that steps to you is and the first time of smoke, you bitched.
And not only that, he was in an interview talking about it was like me seeing Steph and Seth, and I'm Dale. Nigga, who?
Yeah.
Who the fuck? Who you say he was?
Yeah.
Not the nigga that ran off and left his man to get pummeled.
Yeah, facts. Hey, you know what's so funny, bro? You know what's so funny? You know what I love about Kenny through this whole thing?
I'm sorry, I know I'm alone on that.
You know what made me like Kenny a little bit? And this I said, hey, Kenny, I fuck with you for that. Because a couple of things. Number one, y'all was never that cool. You and Kenny weren't friends.
No, never.
You and Drake was closer than you and Kenny, for sure.
Absolutely.
For sure. Kenny still took shots at you and GNX. After you said that, you still got shots, nigga. Like,
can I tell you why I believe that him and Drake got close?
Yeah.
Because they had a mutual disdain for that nigga Kenny.
Well, no. See, I don't, because I think at first they wanted them to be so boom. Oh, put a pin in that. I'm gonna get back to that because that's a very interesting convo. But because I really want to get to that, and that's why Drake's emotion spilled over. Because when Drake said, "How do you press the ignition and then put and what Drake means by that is when First Person Shooter came out, I said, "Fuck Kendrick." I never wanted Kendrick to be on this. Right. Drake, the smoke was up with me. Cole tried to convince Drake that Kenny should be on this. Right. And it's like, you talked me so much into it, I reached out to Kenny as Drake and said, hey,
I'm gonna try my hand.
I'm gonna try my hand, even though I was never with it.
Right.
I did it for you because I fuck with you that much.
Right.
I did it for you. And That's why Kenny in Euphoria said, I'm surprised you wanted that feature request. You know we got some shit to address because he reached out to him. Drake did that on behalf of Cole, though. Because Cole convinced him. So when Drake said, how can you press the ignition and take your foot off the gas? Like, he's like, bro, you the one that wanted this to be a thing. And then when it happened and went left, you left me for like, and then it's like, you talk to this nigga on the phone and never call me back, bro. Like, you had one conversation with Kenny. That's not your real man. You all over Scary Hours. You talk about you can't
shots at Kenny.
You can't name one Kenny
on the record.
You can't name one. You can't name one Kenny and J. Cole track. If I say right now, you can't name one. You can ain't playing. You can play. You got In the Morning with Drake. You got like these niggas. They got Jodeci's back. These niggas have been doing this. They got first shooter.
To me,
like,
still one of the greatest Drake rappers ever.
They have a real relationship.
And Drake was still taking shots at the nigga Kenny. He's been taking shots at Kenny since 2012.
He's been taking shots at everybody
for sure.
No. It's something a little.
It was after
bit
the control
more.
verse. It's after the control verse. It got crazy.
It was before the control verse. It was when Kenny was named the hip hop. He was named the MC of the year. Some type of award. Some type of acknowledgement.
But I get how that can go against Kenny. But Drake, because he got beef with it. That's why he hasn't submitted his last like 7 albums to the Grammys. He had something that was like, how am I number one and like y'all not like.
I shouldn't have to submit.
And that's not even that. He's like, I'm number one with a bullet, and y'all put niggas over me. Like, I'm the hottest nigga. I'm hot as fish grease. And every time I go to a award, there's somebody over me. You know what I'm saying?
Being a member of the Recording Academy, I can honestly say that the Academy does not base everything solely on the numbers.
I get it.
Right?
That's fair.
It is very art.
One fucking album of the year, and nobody knew who the fuck she was.
It's very.
Killer Mike should have still never won rap album. I don't give a fuck what nobody say.
I still say Cardi should not have won with Invasion of Privacy over Victory Lap. It was a great album. It was a great album. But Cardi over Victory Lap.
That's why one of my again, them little spills is my favorite is when he said some shit like he was like I never he said this album never submitted it because I know that they'll never consider it. And then he said, but no, this probably be the year that I won because I know how they like to position it. My niggas want mob on stage, but I tell them boys have some discipline because they don't even know what they selling it. Them shits don't even got no significance. Like it's like shit like it's little shit like that. I love how he addressed every. They do have significance. I'm not saying that.
It bump your money.
And let's be frank, a big part of the reason why he says that is there's a little jealousy
fact.
The fact that Kendrick
and he's also one of the niggas that don't need that. Like
he really don't.
Every other niggas just means the world to them for sure. And you it means something to you too. Yeah. You just because his first Grammy, he took the chance to shoot at the Grammys. Right. The first Grammy he won, and he basically shit on the Grammys. Right. And I think there was a little bent up like, oh, you gonna do this, nigga? Fuck you.
Of course, but number one is all politics and relationships with that.
100%.
So when someone is embracing you and opening their arms to you to come into the fold, not even necessarily come into the fold, but we're acknowledging you for the work and for the art that you put out there.
For sure.
And then you go and do some childish ass shit like Drake did. Yeah. It's like, okay.
I like the speech, but he didn't have to. It came across bitter as far as like, because you could have said that. I don't know. It just wasn't.
It wasn't the right time to play.
Yeah, right time and place. Right time and place.
And the thing about it is that everybody got some type of,
And it's funny. Hov did it too, but Hov is Hov at that point. So it's like you gonna shut the fuck up because you Hov. Like, right. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so, but even in still, it's like you have to have a morsel of humility when it comes to this shit.
For sure.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Because it's still levels to this shit.
And this nigga below you that never won this.
And no matter how many albums you sell, platinum, all of that shit, there is still somebody that is above you in this shit.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna carry it like this don't mean nothing, well, let's see if it don't.
But
he wouldn't mention it if it didn't.
But you know what's so hilarious to me though? Who's the first nigga before that started treating the Grammys like they weren't shit? And that's what I'm saying. When it comes down, it's like it gets different. Hold the first person I know to do that. The Grammy is a doorstop. Drinking Douce out the Grammy. He's the one to treat like the earliest I could scale back to niggas said the Grammy won shit. It was Hov not showing up to the awards when he was nominated. Like Hov is the first person to say like now as he got older. because we say old man Hov now of the modern era. You say old man, he showed up and he gave a speech about Beyonce and how like his wife gets snubbed and how he gets snubbed. He's like, how the greatest artist only got like, and he was writing everything he was saying. Mm-hmm. But this is old man Hov. Young Hov wasn't. He got a rap song. We talk about he rapped. They watched the Grammys from the hotel on purpose. They was outside like what? Like this is young man Hov. They didn't say I use the Grammy as a doorstop. I'm doing all this shit, and it's like when it comes to Drake, now carrying the torch for that. Now it's like, hey my nigga, you being a little too like. But he got it from Hov. Like that. Hov, he got it from Hov.
But the thing about it is, you got to be built like that to carry it like that.
That's right. Like the messenger matters. And Drake, and I say this all the time. As much as I just did with Glowing with Drake, the difference between Drake and Hov is with Drake, we're just talking about music. The gravitas and the aura that Hov brings, Drake would never have that because it's a whole different. It's a different cloth. And it's a different cloth. Yeah, it's a different cloth.
And not only that, Hov is a real grimy. Dirty Brooklyn nigga in real life.
These adjectives, like, crazy.
He is showing us
grimy, dirty.
But he is showing us in real. He is showing us in real time in 2026 that he is still a Brooklyn nigga. All of the backdooring and all of the deals is being made. He is still a Brooklyn nigga that don't give a damn about no community. What? I am a fucking drug kingpin.
Yeah. I even, bro. I didn't know how, Jay stories write themselves. Like, that's the thing. Like, you just had another Jay story. Yeah. When Bleak told the story, it wasn't supposed to be about Jay. It's supposed to be about Bleak. And when Bleak told the story about how, like, because it was prompted because of the whole him and Tony Hill back and forth, and Jay never gave him nothing. And he said, he called Jay, like, he said, hey, yo, Jay, I want to do something outside of music because music ain't really cutting it for me. And then Jay was like, you ready to work? First of all, OD line. He said, you ready to work? And Bleak said, nah, this ain't Bleak, this Malik. Like, I really want to, like, but he said, all right, come to the office. And then he said, they come into the office, they talking, he give him a shot. They got Duce. This before Duce launched officially. Right. He give him a shot at Duce. He like, you like that? He was like, yo, nah, this smooth. This about, he said, you think you can sell that? He said, yeah. He was like, Jay had him on, he said, you sell these and move these, you can come back and talk to me. He had Bleak on consignment at first. Bleak was only getting consignment before he got tied into the deal. After only Bleak had to move a couple of them joints, like I'm not, when I say couple, I mean units.
Yeah,
he had to move units in them joints, and until Jay said, "All right, now you can get." But like, Bleak is one of his best friends. The fact that he's even standing on that, like Jay was talking like the plug back then. Like they gave him a shot to do say and say, "You think you can move this?" Like, no, the whole stories write themselves, bro.
Exactly,
like, they just write themselves, bro. Like he's really that guy. Like through and through, he's really who he says he is.
And so to circle it back to Drake did not come up in them environments.
For sure not.
So for you to try to carry it like a Hov, and you haven't been through those wars, and you don't have that scar on your body,
I feel you.
You ain't been through them fights.
I feel you.
You better go sit your motherfucking ass down.
Yeah, it's not gonna be viewed the same.
It's not gonna be the same, and that's why Drake feels the way he feels, because he doesn't understand. Well, why I don't have the respect that man got? Well, that man,
he doesn't get it because he's like, I'm as black as you guys. Anyway, listen, we could talk about this all night.
No, but I do want to know real quick. Why y'all feel the way y'all feel about the fall off? Because I understand why it wasn't. Listen, I understand why it wasn't a hit. Like, but like, I respected it for what it was. I know the person.
My knuckles on.
And he's rapping his ass off on that album. Like he's not rapping his ass off.
Oh yeah. Well, listen,
like rapping his ass off.
Listen. I'm gonna say this about Cole. Cole. I look at Cole the way I look at Eminem. Well, no. Let me take that back.
Mm-hmm.
I look at Cole the way you would look at, say, what's my man's name? Cannabis.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Cannabis is
also one of the great rap battles of all time. Cannabis.
He is a sniper and a tactician with the art of rap, right?
Mm-hmm.
But does anybody remember anything that Cannabis really said that stuck to you for years?
Other than the LL who shot you.
Other than the LL joint, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember nothing with the LL joint.
Right. So
I give you that bar for bar.
So what? So my thing is that Cole wants to present himself as a very avant-garde. No, he is a tactician now, but he wants to present his lyrics and his words as these weighty things, right? Okay, I give you one better. Cole is I look at Cole like Jordan Lucas. Tactician, but no depth. Tactician, but nothing that really sticks to you, right? Because you really don't either understand his story or his story is not. It's not relating
though, because I was Drive. Born Center, Forest Hill Drive is the last joint.
Was the last joint.
Other than that, nothing stuck.
I would have
because Kids on Drugs is like Kids on Drugs is real. That shit just went by. Like that was a good analogy, actually, bro.
2014 Coral Hills Drive, a perfect album and a perfect tour. So if not for those
marketing, the whole rollout of him driving.
Like we were talking about this before the show, right? OVO Fest 2016. Shout out to Allie BC.
Keep going.
We're not gonna get into why. I went to see. I was not a Cole fan, right? Born Center was the first full album I'd ever listened to. I thought, wow, this is great.
Born Center was that work.
It was great.
I feel like that don't get a respect. It still deserve.
Yeah. And I'll say this: as a woman listening to Cole prior to Born Center, the music always gave like the guy in the party you avoid. Like the lame ass nigga in the corner you don't want to talk to.
Did you ever heard Friday Night Lights or nothing like that though? Okay, cool. Make sure I just know
you. I'm just giving the perspective as a woman.
Got you.
Like, no, this is great material.
Right.
But I can hear the cornball coming through this motherfucking music. And I was not mature or grown enough to be able to have an introspective look on the way hip hop should sound. This shit not bopping, this nigga corny. If he was at the party, the bitches would be avoiding. That was all I heard.
That's a fact.
Right? I heard Born Center and I thought, wow. Right? He wasn't somebody I would go see on a tour though. Right. I just thought the album was very good.
He was rapping his ass off on that
joint too. But I'm not going to see a nigga on tour. You know?
Right.
So OVO Fest comes around. I went to OVO Fest to see Drake and to see Big Sean. He controlled the radio that year. This is when right? This is that year. He had, I don't know, 5 or 6 songs on radio.
Was this the time we had to join with Missy?
No, this was after.
Okay.
Right. So this is when he had to join with Chris Brown.
Oh.
I ain't like them other niggas.
Yeah.
I ain't about to play no games.
Oh, you talking about Sean? Okay, I'm thinking of Cole.
So Sean is running.
That's my shit.
Yeah.
And also that came after I don't fuck with you. This is Dark Sky Paradise.
By the way, I always hated Big Sean, yo.
I always.
I'm gonna tell you this.
It's a great album.
I always respected his lyricism, but I hated the ad libs and the boy and the whoa there.
Big Sean walked so Drake could run. We could leave it there.
Can I tell you something else? One. I don't. But you know who I did that? And y'all gonna call me crazy for saying this because he was around technically before Big Sean.
Okay,
but it helped Big Sean. Big Sean kind of, I don't even feel right saying this. But like, if you was around, you kind of know though. I'm not going to say he ran or don't walk because that's disrespectful to him. But I feel like in some way he helped the trajectory of Meek. And I can't. If you know, you know.
Explain.
You just have to. It's just one of them. One, he actually showed up on the Dream Chasers mixtape. Okay, that's one. And at the time. It's funny how we had the big through now with Drake and them, right? But there was a time where, if you remember, it was, I guess you would call them the subsequent 3 or whatever you want to call it. But like, I don't know what you want to call them, but there was a big debate between, I think it was Big Sean, Wale, and Meek.
Okay.
That was its own Little John Rell, whoever was involved in there.
Right.
And that was the thing. So like, I think they were pitted against each. But I don't know about other people. But we used to have talks a lot about
when
that,
it was of
rap, and it was that. And I know it wasn't just fluff because they ended up together. Even I think Prime Wiz was in that tier for a second. And then because they all had collabs together, like he was on Cabin Fever. They was all
everybody was all buddy.
This is where everybody was cool. Well, rap was fun. Rap was still fun. And then Big Sean went his way, and then Meek kind of did his thing. And then like. Because I don't think Big Sean ever entered the that tier, but
I think he was right on the cusp.
I would say this about Sean.
I think Dark Sky Paradise Sean.
But you know this about me. You know I'm gonna keep it real, regardless of my bias. So this is my real take about Sean. I think he's lyrically underrated because I think lyrically he's a fucking monster. I give him that.
But somebody that should have been a reference writer.
Yeah, and I also think probably so. Probably so. But I also think too, if I'm being real, that's tough to say. I don't want to say that.
Boy, say it.
I gotta keep my music integrity. I don't want to say that. I do think he was nice as shit. And I do think, but like I said, the ad libs, the corny shit, I think he kind of like he wasn't connecting with me because of the other shit, like and really, I don't even know him. It was just too quirky. Like he would just have two, and it was like this is a little like non-rappy for me. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was cornier than Drake. Like, because one thing about I give Drake in the booth is not corny at all. Like
at all.
When he steps outside
it's
the booth,
real life that's corny.
When he steps on the booth, he's a stone cold killer. And Sean was like Drake outside of the booth, in the booth. Like, and he would do a little like, and I'm like, I can't really get with this. Like during them MNG days and all that, and even with I was like, I respect his pen, but I will give him this. And people act like this never existed. He gave Kenny a run for his money. Because they was some shit. When he dropped that heart joint and he had to like, that wasn't like no, Kenny didn't give him full attention. And maybe that's why that goes on the what. Sean shot good. Mm-hmm. And I'll give him that. Like that he would have been a worthy adversary. And how he was spitting back then. That's what I'm saying.
Like, why?
Dark Sky Paradise Sean, to me, as good as nearly any rapper that you like. Dark Sky Paradise Sean?
Yeah. You can't take anything. Detroit 2, Dark Sky 2
for sure.
Dark Sky Paradise, one of the greatest lyrical songs I've ever heard.
Yeah.
I like that. I just felt like it was more Drake than Sean. And maybe because he was on the hook, so that's a cheat.
No, he wasn't.
I mean, Sean, no, they switched on the hook, but like it just sounded Drake. Like when you heard the
he probably wrote
he probably wrote that shit. Paradise. I'm talking about the actual single. Dark.
Okay. But I'm saying that was on the album though.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go back and listen to it.
But also like that was a transitioning album, right? Because I Don't Fuck With You was a huge number one.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Ariana Grande was on that album, right?
That was his shorty at that time.
She was like,
I was actually rooting for the nigga back then.
Yeah,
I was rooting for him back then.
I love Dark Sky Paradise Sean. This is my point though, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I went to OVO Fest to see him. So I'm going to see him. Jeremiah was also there. He was terrible. He's as awful as you think he is. Stop saying crap. And I saw Sean. The performance was, I would say, mediocre at best. I was a little let down by it, right? But it was like, all right, well, he still had all the hits there.
Right.
I did not come to see J.Cole, who was doing 2014 Coral Hills Drive as a pit stop, like a part of his tour.
What's going on OVO?
It was one night on OVO Fest. And when I tell you that J.Cole performance of 2014 Coral Hills Drive from an album I hadn't even really heard yet, because I just wasn't.
Right, you wasn't. Yeah.
Honestly, it's to this moment, and I mean to this moment, and I have seen everybody. I mean everybody. It's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen in my life.
Dare I say that was his peak?
Maybe.
For sure.
Because I went to see 2014 Coral Hills Drive. I saw that concert 4 times in 4 different cities.
Now let me make this distinction. Lyrically, is that his peak? No, and you know why he let me down so bad? And I can admit this to y'all. He's a bitch. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. He's a pussy. And because he sold me as a fan. I got a man that's a J. Cole fan and knows I'm a Drake guy. And we always talk about who's rising to the top. And we always like debate who's in this. And I would never forget he said, "And Cole #1 right now, bro." And I was going against that. And I forgot what he dropped before that, but he dropped the project and I was like, okay, I hear him. And then he dropped Might Delete Later. And the level of rapping on that album, he completely lost it. Like, I remember calling my man, I was like, no, he got it right now. He #1. He was like, why you said that? I said, he somehow got better. Like, I can hit, like, though, he got a song on that joint called Pie.
I remember Pie with Ab.
Yeah, and I remember hearing them go first. And I remember they rapping, and by the way, by the time we even get to this point of the album, I said, nah, Cole's tapped into some other shit. He's like literally rapping his ass off. Yeah. And we get to that Pie song, and Daylight and Ab absolutely destroy that shit. I mean, wreck that shit to pieces. And I said, I'm mad they killed Cole in this whole track. He did. I'm like, there's no way he can come back from this. And then he proceeded to smoke them niggas. And his the whole Embiid 6, like we can go on about, like he completely smoked them. And I said, that's when I called my man. I said, there's nobody. I said, listen, bro, I'll give you props on this. There's nobody on the planet rapping better than J. Cole right now. There's nobody. Like lyrically, there's nobody better than him at this. And I'm a fan. You know my allegiance, and I'm telling this right now as a fan. There's nobody rapping better than him because of what I just heard. And then he was hitting it up, and then I heard Port Antonio, and then it started. I said, "Oh, he's really like in this other realmly zone." And for him to be
backing away from the beef,
and for him to be on that trajectory, and then bitch out. Nigga, fuck you. You a bitch, bro.
Even with Port Antonio,
I still respect that he saw where that was going and decided he didn't want parts. I respect that. I know that nobody agrees with that, and I respect that.
I'll tell you why the number one I agree with that. You keep thinking that Drake smoke with Kendrick would have been Cole smoke with Kendrick. That's where y'all misunderstood that. It had nothing to do with that. Drake made that personal between them. He wouldn't have had them same jabs to Cole because there's not the same animosity, and number two, there's really no real skeletons in Cole closet like that to even pull at.
That's true.
So you already got that armor, that built-in armor on you. Like you can't pull no real skeletons from my closet. Exactly. I've been a real nigga. I told you where I was. Like my story, ironclad, my nigga. Right. So that would have never been your case. And my thing is, nigga, even if it was that and it did go bad, Charlamagne said it best. I never seen a nigga pull out a beef when there was no chance of nobody getting hurt or dying. You're a bitch. Period.
Not only that.
Period.
Not only did you pull out, but even on Port Antonio, he was still talking spicy like he was one of them niggas.
And I thought we was gonna get a diss track after that. I thought we was gonna get the like.
He was talking spicy.
I'm like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about?
He was talking spicy on Port.
I didn't want to get no blood on me. What the fuck are you talking about? You walked your ass off and you left your man to get dusted.
That nigga said I couldn't sleep. He said I lost sleep over a harmless rap.
And guess what?
Rap,
Drake was
dog.
like,
it's rap.
Cole losing sleep on this. It ain't me.
Ain't me. And it's rap. And it's like, and
now, I will give it to Drake.
I was about to say that. I mean, in my first joint where I gave him, you know what I like about him? As a nigga who was not necessarily, he answers the bell every fucking time. You calling me out, I'll be at your doorstep.
He's not afraid.
Six guy right there.
Now I respect the nigga that is not afraid. Now whether I get beat or not,
just lose. Yeah,
I'm fighting.
Fight.
You know ain't no bitch.
We see
I'm fighting.
Just fight. I don't give a fuck. Fight.
J.Cole. Anyway,
all right. Look, we could talk about this shit.
You 100% right.
But I'm not letting y'all. We wrapping this thing up, baby.
He's a bitch, bro.
That's some bitch shit, man.
That shit make me mad all over again, bro. He's a bitch, bro.
Talk about Drake for 2 hours, man. I'm sorry.
It is what it is, man. It is what it is, man. Listen.
This was not my plan.
Listen. Since we didn't really get into what we
I was trying.
I know you were. I felt it. But since we didn't, and I'm just saying this,
you saw me trying.
Songs about her, all on DSPs. Your man sings stuff. Just go check me out.
I'm a fuck. It's called Songs About Her.
Songs about her.
Got you.
6-song EP.
I love those topics like that.
Yeah, 6-song EP, and it's just talking about the many hers in my life. That's it.
Bet. Check them out.
All right, listen. This was not my plan for the evening.
It wasn't.
Here we are, and here we go. These are two of my favorite guests in the world. Y'all know I don't say that all the time because we have a lot of niggas on here I can't stand. But,
what?
I'm not saying no names. Not today.
Hey, yo.
I'm evolving as well. Because in the past I said y'all niggas names anyway, but not today. You're welcome. We're gonna get up out of here. Mia was here from the You Weren't There podcast. Live show coming up. We're gonna do a part 2 for y'all. We sold out the first one. We're so thankful and so grateful for you guys for that. So we're gonna do a part 2 of the live show. Make sure y'all sell that one out too. Details on that'll be out soon. Shout out to Chaz and Jeezy. We love y'all. And we'll see y'all next week. And I'm gonna let my guests close it out, and we done.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you, me. Not me. Because I don't like talking about myself, but me. Thank you. Yeah, Most Unknown. We'll be back. Everybody been asking. We just taking a slight break. My man just had a kid. He gotta get his shit together, but we'll be back. You know, we're not like everybody asking me. You away from the group? This shit tatted on me, bro. Like this gonna be. We'll be back. Stronger and better than ever. We just revamping some things. Also, it's a sports podcast. It's about to launch. Going on in the mix. So check that. But Most Unknown first though. Make sure we'll be back. Oh, for sure.
My John Wall takes
take so efficient, a nigga follow.
Your Lil Wayne take might get you banned from everything.
Depending on when this airs, July 30th, I'll be at Thompson Hotel. I'm performing for Breaking Sound. Y'all can go to my social media platform, Sing Steph, and you can get the ticket information there. I'm all over the city. I'm in Baltimore. Baltimore showing a lot of love. I'm a Virginia boy, so you already know I'm in Virginia, DC. They have adopted me, and yeah, man, I'm around, man. Just catch me at your nearest city.
Amen and amen. At You Weren't There podcast, IG, TikTok. We love y'all. We'll see y'all next week. God bless.